Muse is one of my favorite rhythm games. I love its fun gameplay and bright art style, plus it helped introduce me to some great music artists too. I'm also not that great at it, in the sense that the highest I can go for is about 6 or 7. Maybe 8 on a good day if I'm feeling brave enough. I got into the game when the first Toho Project collab dropped with Rayman being a playable character, and as a Toho fangirl I am, I had to play it just for them. Then I realized I had to buy the DLC pack since the majority of the content was there, so I was kind of tricked into learning I would have to spend more for the game. Then again, it's on the App Store for the same price for the base game, so it makes sense. Anyways, after getting the game in full, I got pretty into it, and I still play it whenever I have the free time too. It also gave me more questions than answers, like, where does the game take place? Are there some supernatural explanation for some of the stages and bosses? Are there different costumes for the main characters still them, or are they different characters? Are they dimension hoppers for collab events like Rhythm Doctor and Arknights? Are they at least 18 years old because the game gets adjusted at times and that's kind of weird in my opinion? Regardless, I still enjoy the game as is. Now imagine waking up one early morning in June to hear from the Muse dev's Twitter account that there was going to be a 5th anniversary fan work collection event to celebrate the game's launch. Now my first thought of this was, oh, I have to get into this now. However, during this time, I was already busy with other art projects. Like I was working on another art contest for 100% Orange Juice, a Mario Party-like anime game, as well as some other design pieces I was either preparing or finishing up. Not only that, but Art Fight was coming up and I needed to set up for that before the crash site once it started. So I thought, for now, it'll be best to work on it at a later time in July before its deadline, so that I can focus on everything else. Then before I knew it, I had about 10 days left before the deadline, so I thought, oh, I should probably work on this now, shouldn't I? Originally, I was gonna draw something involving Extras Master Burrow, but I couldn't really think of anything specific to draw with that character, and I'm not that great at drawing vehicles as well. So I figured that it would be better to just draw the 5th anniversary part of the event. I checked out the official artists in the game for inspiration and ideas, and I finally picked a setting with the girls in the arcade. Specifically one of them checking out doll versions of the 3 of them in the Crane game. I did a couple of test sketches to see how I wanted to present it, before I finally stuck with the one being drawn on screen. I also thought about adding some humor to the drawing, with the joke being Burrow borrowing one of her friend's money without her knowing, only to end up spending it all in the Crane game itself. And so begins my drawing process. I've also been coloring the sketches before I get into line art, so when I get to my coloring stage, I know exactly how I want the final results to look like. Plus, it also helps me experiment first rather than think of what I want during the process. It's a bit of an extra step, but I've been enjoying it lately. But that's all I would have to say in this somewhat commentary of an art. So at the end of the Speedpaint, I did add a bit of details at the end result that they're not going to show in the recording because I kind of added them in after I was done. So if you notice like a bit of difference there, that's kind of why.